So Ayurveda, for that reason, to kind of make understanding of this universal context of life easier for us, introduces a concept of dosha. Okay, so dosha means fault. Okay, like in the crust of an earth, there is a fault line when, if all the triggers come together, something happens in the climate, something happens in the environment, and it provokes an earthquake. Along that fault line, the earth will come apart. It'll break, right? That's where the earth, the scar will appear. And us as humans, we all consist of those doshas, okay? And we're all born with a certain dosha propensity, with a certain propensity fault line that will rupture if we subject ourselves to the triggers that can lead to that rupture, provoke it. Okay, so dosha gets vitiated, provoked like that, and it can get provoked by improper eating habits, which is first and the easiest to correct. Lifestyle, which again takes a little bit more insight and understanding of the logic behind it, but totally doable. Stress, which is a little harder to manage, but definitely manageable. Environment, which is even harder to manage because sometimes it's out of our control, our environment. And Agni. Agni means fire of digestion, the actual process of digestion, which is physical in your belly and mental in your mind. And any imbalance in those areas that I mentioned, diet, lifestyle, excessive stress, environmental imbalances, or digestion, disrupted digestion, that will provoke your dosha, your propensity. So we can be born with a propensity toward, let's say, cancer, but will we develop cancer in life or not? That is almost entirely up to us if we know the logic behind it. Okay? Now, Ayurveda speaks of doshas as these functional systems of body. They're really bioenergies, okay, which when they're in a state of balance, protected. They're structurally and functionally necessary for our body to be alive and working, right? So when they're balanced, they protect us, rendering immunity of the system. Okay, and therefore Ayurveda implicates dosha vitiation as the number one factor in development of autoimmune disease. Okay, and here's where we come to the root cause. Dosha vitiation, root cause. However, with the autoimmune disease, to treat the dosha alone is not enough because by now it's gone too far. So the process has to be more systematic. Okay, stay with me. So when doshas get vitiated, they attack their own homes. Okay, because they live in certain tissues in the body. So if a dosha gets vitiated, imbalanced, increased, it starts to attack its own tissues and it starts to spill out into the neighboring tissues, which are not its tissues. It's your neighbor's home, if you want to think of it that way. And this happens because doshas lose their memory, okay, and fail to discriminate between the self and non-self. Okay, and remember that concept of immunological tolerance that we spoke about earlier? That's when it begins. Dosha leaves its home it literally forgets its home and invades another home where it does not belong, thinking that it's its own. And that's this forgetting of your own sense of belonging inside your body. That's the loss of immunological tolerance. This is the loss of cellular intelligence. So in this way, dosha becomes pathological and autoimmune. It attacks the tissues of your own body. Okay, this dosha concept may be the earliest explanation of immune system going in disarray and attacking its own body, causing autoimmunity and autoimmune disorders.